Golf. Are you a fan or are you not a fan? We're the ManChild's podcast. So, I know some of you like pixie sticks, but you also like to golf, right? That's a little bit of being a man and a child. Is there any other things that you that you enjoy? Maybe there's something like, you like getting your belly rubbed, but you also,
like
file
paying
your
your
taxes
taxes
on time. Filing them on time, not just paying them, on time.
On time.
That's key. You don't file for that extension. Never file for that extension. Ever. A couple guys at work have, I heard, but...
I get an extension every year.
That's right. Or maybe on a weekend. Maybe on a weekend.
I'm also going to put on record that I don't like getting my belly rubbed. It's kind of weird.
I don't like pixie sticks, okay? It's here. I'm just trying to make people laugh for our one listener.
Or maybe on a weekend. On a Saturday, you'll cut your grass, but then on a Sunday, you want to go go-karting.
I actually have to mow my grass. I'm thinking about it right now. It's really long.
Actually, I'm so negligent that the tax man is coming to my front door tomorrow because I refuse to pay them or go anywhere.
The IRS?
No, my tax guy, but he's like sent me 3 emails like,
oh,
yeah, you never do what you're supposed to do, so I'm coming over.
Oh, well, that's like your fucking guy who does it. I thought the IRS is coming to your house.
Could you imagine?
Worst fucking nightmare. Opening the mailbox and getting that letter. Whew. I want that shit.
What else was I going to say? I watched A Social Dilemma last night. Did you guys watch that?
No, I did not watch that.
I don't think Netflix is putting out anything very insightful or anything that they want the mass people to see, but terrifying documentary.
Is it like social media or?
Yeah, it is like weaponized and it is fucking bad. Like all the people, like the massive rich folks who came up with it and all that, they don't even use it. Like kids aren't allowed to use it like at any age. They're basically, the moral of that documentary was that like that's how humanity ends. Is because of social media and how like poor and how bad it's set up. Like the guy who invented the Facebook like button.
I believe it. They say
that,
we made a like button to spread love. That was like what it was about. And he's like, we never thought that it would be politicized and stuff.
So they say which I've heard before and it makes total sense is that we live in an era right now of like there's no such thing as news anymore or history, which makes sense because think about it. Like back in the day, you'd have, Pearl Harbor would happen, which is a significant event regardless. But
sure,
like what a fucking impactful thing. Even back when September 11th happened, they talked about it on the news for weeks and weeks at a time. But now, I mean, I can go on LinkedIn or anything right now and just look at, oh wow, a baby panda sneezes and scares the mom, and then there's like another thing of like some guy helping somebody out in Africa, and then some other terrible riot going on in some other country that we see every time, and then these people in the Middle East are overthrowing this fucking government or something. It's
24-hour news cycle.
It's a constant. Back in the day, it was more like it was bottlenecked, and
I think there was less resources. Like it was like now it's 24-hour news cycle. It's all monetized, right? There's only a few. They're all trying to make money, and they all want the story first, right? So there's never like the time to have journalism to be like, oh wait, maybe I need to uncover this story. They're just like, as it's happening, they're reporting on it, right?
It's the whole world.
Death by content.
Clicks, and they're saying like, Google searches, like the top Google searches come up depending on where you are. When you search something, like the left is. Google will fill that in depending on like where the fuck you are.
So if I was in Idaho, it'd be different than if I was in San Francisco.
And it goes as far as you and
Makes
my
sense,
phone.
though.
To me and you next to each other, depending on what the hell you like on Facebook, what you Google. Me and you could get totally different searches. We're seeing. What did they said? Everybody's on Facebook. You and I, all three of us or two of us are on Facebook, which I'm after watching this might not be. But they were like, that's like being. Me and you, our Facebooks are as much alike as like America and Zimbabwe. Like we're in a different universe.
You think?
What I see is not even close to what you see, and it's crazy.
So like for instance, I got that truck today, ManChild, but I looked up tonneau covers, and I was like, I just get all these ads now for tonneau covers, right? So if you're looking up fucking chandeliers, you're saying it's going to be your Facebook's going to have chandeliers. Mine is just the ads. It's just the ads though, right? But like if I'm friends, we're both friends.
Well,
with O'Connor,
it's your Google account. You're signing your Google account, and there's probably your search history.
We all opt
and
into it.
It goes as far as
Sure.
notifications. So did this happen to you with iPhone users? I now get CNN and Time Magazine news notifications on my phone that I never turned on.
Fucking specifically CNN and
Yep.
shit, and it's
So listen to this. So it's called like Resurrection. Your phone and all these.
These news story? Sorry.
Yeah, whatever they are, they pop up. It'll actually ding.
Well,
It goes as far as like, so if I happen to like a picture of Morgan posts a picture of we were in Vegas, I like that. Now I put my phone down for 2 days. I don't go on Facebook. I don't do anything on my phone.
Yeah.
It'll like start generating a way to get me back on it. Like it wants me to be on screen time. Like all these Google, Twitter, Instagram, that's what they want. So like,
is this from the documentary?
this is from the documentary,
Okay.
yeah. It's fucking really terrifying, and it makes me want to here's the thing, they're like,
Move to Idaho.
in the documentary, they're like, there's like a dramatization going on as they're doing the documentary. So in the dramatization, they're like, the mom makes a deal with her son who breaks the screen that if he goes without his phone for a week, she'll buy a new screen. And I was like, I told Vicky, I was like, I can't do that. I mean, if in high school, I probably could have done that. But I would have to go get a flip phone. I can't not have a phone. I need to be called. I need to make calls, right? It's like you are actually a slave to it.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you are an absolute slave to it. The most you could do is well, they say get off of it. Like you should not be on Facebook. You should not be on social media at all. That's what they say.
I didn't have a smartphone till I was a senior in college.
Yes, that's what I kept saying the whole time, because as it was terrifying, I was like, I got my first smartphone when I was 19, and I had a smartphone, but a shitty smartphone. You couldn't do what you could. I didn't get an iPhone until I was 20 years old.
LG chocolate.
And honestly,
some
thank
bullshit.
God for that. Like, there's talking, the kids who were born in like 96 or 97, Generation Z are the first generation in history who have gotten on social media in middle school.
Right.
And they're so fucked. Dude, they are so
Dude,
fucked.
if our shit from like, well, here's another thing too, right? I think is that there's really no etiquette. You know how like you were taught table manners as a kid? Like, here's what you do. It's going. The technology's happening so quickly. There's no time for like etiquette to catch up. So there's never like a thing like it's rude to. Like, this is what I always try to do. I try to have my shit out of my pockets, and I try to have it here so like I'm in the moment.
On the table,
Right? But
yeah.
I'm also 30, pretty much. You know.
They
so
cover
like
that.
Sam's sisters, they're 10 and 11, and now I'm in a Snapchat group with them, with her family.
Ooh, yeah,
right?
that's normal now.
And there's two. There's one that says adults, and there's one that says babies. Right? They call them the babies. So these little girls are doing this. I'm like, Sam, I'm ready to fucking. I'm gonna leave this shit. I'm not, and I'm just like, dude, I'm too old. I mean, they're being little girls, man.
Yeah.
But they're little kids, and it's like the thing, like you don't realize when you're a little kid, you're trying to be like cool to adults. You think you're like, and they're just like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know.
I will say that, and I tell everybody this, when we were in 7th, 8th grade was when we all started to have our flip phones. Remember, there's no cameras. We still couldn't text because it was 10 cents or whatever.
Yeah,
remember?
camera, you were like,
And I still tell everybody that I think that was the perfect time in perfect time in life of technology where.
How old are you in 7th, 8th grade? Sorry, 14.
Yeah, about
I
that.
get
We
till
would have been
16. Go ahead.
So remember your
The fucking 19
got
your
was
classic.
your Nokia with the antenna.
Yeah.
Perfect
How could I
technology
forget?
because we can reach anybody at any time. It had to be
Call and text.
It had to be a call.
That's all it was.
It wasn't even texting in the beginning though,
I don't think
because
I
there was
had-
there was a
I
couple
didn't
years
have-
where we were
I
not. My parents would kill me if I text
I
somebody
couldn't
back
take a
then.
picture.
Yeah,
you had like 100 minutes.
It was
per month,
great.
and
It was
every
great.
text was a minute.
I don't think I ever had that. I think I could have.
And then we'd all have sleepovers, and like you would like be on the phone with Brittany or something, and it was like a big deal. Remember that? One of us would always be on the phone with a girl or something, and we'd have to actually.
Going back though to what you were saying about,
Perfect age
How
of
about
technology.
porn, dude? I mean, I was having to download porn from Juarez, get my fucking.
Oh, that's another thing.
Camaro burnout.
Dude, bro, I would download porn to like 98%. I'd sit there on the computer and pause it, beat off, and delete it. 'Cause I was so freaked out that it would somehow, even if it was downloaded and then I did it, it would be on my computer.
I would just rename it. I had Camaro burnout, or then it would
I
be
don't know
like
what's more
I don't know,
sinister. That's
Arnold
just more
Schwarzenegger
ballsy.
pumping iron or something. But really, it was just
never did
bukkake.
The smallest dick. I saw that porno.
He did have a small
He had
dick,
a
that dude,
fucking
but
little-
she was hot as fuck. That's why I had
not
it.
a
I was
titty
worse.
fan.
I always went online and got caught.
She had those
I would get
circle
home. My dad.
titties.
Do you like?
My dad would come up while I was on the computer, just on AIM, talking to you guys, and he'd be like, "I saw your history."
I don't know how you
Most
bring that
awkward
up.
shit ever.
I don't know how
Oh,
you
he
bring
didn't know
that
how to
up.
bring it up either. It's so weird. And I would just be like, Jesse downloaded this game and viruses. They just come up. Sometimes it did.
It's not like our parents or grandparents are any different. If they had the technology, they'd be beaten off all the time too. Shit's on our phone now.
They
It's
had the
impossible. You gotta fucking take
Playboys
breaks.
under the mattress is what they had.
Dude, yeah.
Remember we used to go to where they would shred the porno mags, like behind Greasy Dicks.
get half a
You
titty.
get like a titty on a picture, like, oh,
Cool, sweet,
let's go
dude.
bury this in the grass and we'll find it later.
Yep.
Yeah. I wonder if
See,
little
that's
girl-
the thing. That's what I got from that. I was like, I'm so glad that I am not. I'm getting a phone. I was like, whatever. My screen time is bad. I lay in bed on it.
I don't even have
I'm
it
on it all the time.
Same.
But I know that my childhood wasn't ruined by it. The people in my class weren't suicidal because they weren't getting enough likes. Like,
I don't think it's likes, dude. I think it's
a lot of it is that, man.
Well-
What they were portraying is like, there's a huge problem with girls.
It's a huge validation.
Teenage girls, and even they're saying,
Well-
dude, the suicide rate for girls under teenage years is high, which used to like not be a thing. Girls under the age of 13 used to not kill themselves.
Well, here's the thing. Don't believe statistics.
Well, sure. That's what I said that before we started talking about it. Netflix isn't putting anything out there that is fucking groundbreaking truth that they want everybody to see.
And look, I haven't seen it. I haven't looked at it, but it's like you can also start like how they measure things. Like the for instance, like the mass shooting thing, right? They're saying their mass shootings are up, 100%, 300%. But then they classify a mass shooting as more than one person getting shot.
Well, and our football coach and world cultures teacher has something I've never forgot. When he was talking about weapons of mass destruction, he said if someone was standing at this classroom door with an AK-47, he said that's a weapon of mass destruction to all of you. And I was like, it's a pretty good way to put it,
Sure
to be
is.
honest.
Yeah. It's fucking not. A weapon of mass
I get what you're
destruction
saying.
is
That's like
a
mustard
fucking
gas
yeah.
and nukes. I know.
But I know what you're saying. Yeah, well, it's all relative.
relative.
Here's my point with the people killing themselves is that even when we were younger, if you get picked on, I used to have fucking neighbors that
You
were
can't say
older than me.
that
They
as
used
a teacher anymore.
They used to pick on me fucking hard as shit, right? But like, guess what? When I was home, it was over. At least till the next day. Now these kids all have
right,
phones and they check and they're on like, oh, they're all at a party together. I wasn't invited, and it's like, well, fucking Bill's so fucking lame. Why the fuck do his
Well, here are
ears
two
look like
things that
that?
I wanna talk about
You know,
about that
it just
documentary.
doesn't go away, and then it's like
Oh,
it's just
you brought it.
24/7. So that's not good for you. It's like that. You have like sleep literally resets your brain. You ever? I know me, like personally, like sometimes at night I might be having weird thoughts or like not like suicidal thoughts, but like just like kind of like my brain's in a different.
Dude, that's
I don't
why.
think
That's
anybody-
why
You reset though. Your brain literally resets.
I don't fucking smoke.
No. Yeah. I mean,
Too many demons.
it
I can't
definitely
do
brings them out.
Just a little bit.
I'll just sit there all quiet.
Too many. Fuck demons, you got. Bro. Jeez.
Anyway, the other 2 points about that documentary.
I'm here
that
to talk. We'll talk
it was
about
something that you brought up, sort of, and what this guy was talking about. He was like, think about how when cars came out to what they are right now. What do cars maybe do maybe they're 3 times faster than what they were when they first came out? 4, whatever. Maybe double.
Just the fact. All right, I don't want to.
I don't mean
You're on
top
chain of thought. A BMW M3. I remember I used to get car. My grandfather used to give me car and driver in like 1980.
Yeah, right.
Had a V. He used to give me car and driver. It was a V12, dude,
Right.
and it was like 300 horsepower. Now it's a V6 or i6 twin turbo. And it's like 500 horsepower. So like the improvement.
Sure,
it's like smaller.
200, but what they're saying is when
Well, it's a smaller motor too.
when these phones came out, so when did the first iPhone come out?
was a good point.
Was it even 20 years ago? When the first iPhone came out?
No,
2000?
dude.
No, hell no. It
2006?
was no,
2006?
2009. Because I remember
2009.
my girlfriend at the time had the iPhone 3, which
Okay.
technically would have been the
Look
first
at
one.
it.
So
Look
what
at
they're
that.
And it was
saying,
2009.
So what they say
we were
is
seniors.
Multitask. Let's see you can multitask.
what they're saying is processing from when that happened to right now has increased by like 1 trillion times.
Yeah, absolutely.
And nothing else in
What?
humanity has ever done that,
That's
including
not
our
real.
human brain.
A
So
trillion?
trillion times of computer
How many
processing.
zeros is a trillion? Is it
100%.
12?
Bro, if you're talking about a floppy disk and what can go on a floppy disk versus what can go on a fucking stick of gum of a fucking solid state like storage now.
Look
This
up.
fucking thing right here.
Bro, look up. What's crazy to me is the technology that basically went to the moon.
Well,
It's
there you
compared
go.
now.
You
It's
can
like
even
it's
go like that.
that's
So-
fucking
So what they were
wild.
saying is from the time scale of 11 years. Let's just use iPhones.
Right. The acceleration technology has never happened.
Is so ridiculous that human beings
doubles on itself
human
every
beings
year.
are not even. I think it's more than that. It's a trillion times since the computer processing has made. Let's just say the beginning of computers. So they said a human
100%.
being's brain is not. We were not designed for that. We were not designed for that type of interaction. We were not given enough time to cope with it. It's really, really, really bad for us.
I think it's cyclical though, man. I think like I'll be honest with you, man. Like I'm at the point where I'm kind of going backwards. I think that it always goes in
Forget my own password.
cycles and shit. I think, dude, my mom has been
What do you
out.
want me to Google?
Now, just Google the amount of technology that went to the moon. The spaceship, like Apollo 13, that went to the moon. Originally, it was the first iPhone year. But
Okay. The technology. I'm gonna type this
just
in.
figure it out.
Wait,
dude.
just when was the first iPhone? The year the first
Yeah,
iPhone was
whatever.
released.
My mom has been out of style for so long. She's back in style. Literally, she's just never
June
stopped wearing jean
29th,
jackets and shit.
2007,
And now they're
iPhone
back.
dropped.
2007? I said 2006. Oh, she said 2009. Price is Right rules. I win.
2008.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Beginning of our
so all
senior
I'm
year.
saying, dude, is that like you know how everything now like there's
Headphones
like
at the top.
there's like this woke culture and shit. Is that I think people get sick and tired of that bullshit, and then they come back around. It just goes in waves. But I've talked to my grandparents, dude. I try to talk to them, although my grandfather said he's voting for Biden because he said, and he's a fucking dude who grew up in Allentown, that he bulldozed his house, Lawrence Street, to make the projects. Like literally the poorest of the poor, made something himself, American dream, whatever. He said I've never seen this country so divided. He's like anybody but Trump.
It's very bad, but I don't think that's.
But all I'm saying is, dude, I always think you should listen to wisdom of old people because literally they've been around for. I'm 29, about to be 30. He's 79, so he's 50 years older than me. You know what I mean? That's some wisdom, man.
This was the last thing from the documentary that I'll talk about that blew my fucking mind. There's a fucking genocide in Myanmar that was created by Facebook because in Myanmar, when you go buy a phone, they hand it to you and then the people don't know how to use it. And so they say, hey, can you unlock this? And the people at the phone store, they just give them a Facebook account and then that's their phone. And they don't, the internet, to them, the internet is just Facebook. So they're only on Facebook. And the governments and factions, yeah. So the governments and factions just create ridiculous divide and whatever, and it ended up in massive genocide like from Facebook. And I mean, like you have to read into it to look more. I was high watching it last night, like
That'll do.
1 a.m. But I was just like, I was completely silent. Like the football game got over and Vicky put it on for a minute, and I ended up just watching the whole thing, just like, oh my god. When they're talking about the fucking coup, like they're talking about genocide in an entire country because of Facebook, and it's just that's how poisonous it is to human beings. And they don't know any better. Like, imagine that. Like, you don't even know the internet.
Well, you know what, though?
I've been on Facebook for almost 6 years now.
Well, I'm an optimist, man.
I highly recommend it.
Imagine just me saying go on the internet and all you just went facebook.com or
But there's certain.
that's all you knew. So whatever you saw, that's what it was. So the government's just on there putting like, it was like it could be like the Hutus and the Tutsis of Rwanda. Tutsis suck. Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, this is what everyone's saying. Oh my god, memes are your news.
Took my job.
Ridiculous.
All right, but look, before
We'll be done with the social. I'm done with the social dilemma now. I just watched it.
Well, all I'm
It's
saying
on
is before-
Netflix is actually part of the problem. I did say that as well. I was like, because they're like,
I love
Google,
Netflix, though.
Twitter, blah blah. I
Love
was
Google,
like,
too.
Netflix should be on here too, because if you don't think that you're getting a different list, I'm getting a different list of shit to watch than you're getting.
Absolutely.
And they're putting on fucking shit that is very directed towards certain agendas, 100%.
All right, but look at this, right? So, do you know why heroin was invented?
To wean people off morphine.
Right, exactly. Civil War veterans are so addicted to morphine they made heroin. And then they wean people off of these things. And there's certain things that human beings can't kick. It
So
seems
you're
like
saying
drugs.
Facebook was to wean us off MySpace?
No.
And MySpace was to
I don't
wean us
really
off
know where I'm going
Zanga?
with this, but all I'm saying is that I think it's cyclical, and I think that there's certain things that are going to wean us off. My point being is like I'm at the point now where I'm like, dude, I might just move to Tennessee or like move to fucking Idaho, like your uncle.
Texas.
Texas? No, Texas is, dude. Everybody's moving to Texas.
I think it's gonna change Texas.
Bro,
is what's
Colorado
going on.
and Texas are shot. We missed the boat.
Yes.
It's Idaho. It's Boise, Idaho, and it's others like fucking other states.
Carolinas.
Sure, I don't give a fuck.
Dude, it was between
Kentucky. Buy land in
Buddhist?
Kentucky, man. Cheap. You can buy those coal mining towns. You buy a whole fucking town for like $1 million.
I'm down.
Never
I got
guessed this.
$1 million, but
In Myanmar, the Buddhists were the ones who fucking murdered all the Muslims. How fucking crazy is that? I didn't know that. But the Buddhists posed as fans of pop stars and national heroes, and they flooded Facebook with their hatred. One said Islam was a global threat to Buddhism. Another one shared false story about a rape of a Buddhist woman by a Muslim man, and they just fucking started murdering everybody. That's crazy.
This is a morbid podcast. This is supposed to be Man-Child, and we're just talking about real shit.
It's on one subject.
I know we are.
That's at the wedding that our friend is at.
Is that the fucking? Is that the officiant?
It's a gentleman
With purple hair.
Is that guy officiating the wedding?
Yes.
It's hard to keep your train of thought after looking at something like that.
I mean, dude, this is just what we're living, and people are just gonna keep. I mean, here's the thing, man. If you're not, that guy's not bothering anybody. As long as
Lowering the bar.
look, but if you're gonna dress like that,
Where's James Cameron when you need him, dude?
if you're gonna dress like that,
James
and you're not
Cameron.
bothering anybody, and we're talking about because this is a audio podcast. This is a guy with a purple dress and purple hair. But if you're not preaching, you're just being a normal person, then what? I don't give a shit. It's when people get preachy. Like I saw something that said, like, you know, people who are religious are like, well, that's against my religion for abortion. But it's like, well, why are you preaching against somebody else, right? It's your religion, okay? Then don't do it. But why do you gotta fucking tell somebody else? That's how you steer people away. I don't know. That's like being cool. Like I feel like I could be a fucking Mormon. I feel like they can convince me. Like, oh, it seems like South Park. All those people, our faces are painted. Our faces are painted. Remember that episode? And at the end, he just calls Stan a fucking dickhead. Kind of a dick, buddy. You got a lot of work to do on yourself.
What's that saying? A religion is like religion should be treated like your dick. You can be proud of it, but when you take it out and put it in everybody's face, you should get beat up.
You know what though?
very true.
Fucking Jehovah's Witnesses and shit. Like, God bless them, man. They come to your house.
They were my next door neighbors growing up in the
They
90s.
stopped me from mowing
Real-
my dad's grass one time. Like waved me down. Like, I'm busy here. What's up? What's the issue? And they're like, Bill Murray. I'm like, yeah. I'm like 14 years old. And they're like, start telling me stuff. I'm like, yeah. I think actually you're looking for the other Bill Murray. You want to go up there? And then like 10 minutes later, they were just leaving. Imagine that though, driving down that driveway. Oh yes, my son. You heard the good word?
I don't know if Jehovah's
heard
Witnesses
good
talk like that.
Yeah, I'm sure they were the ones that sold Bibles on Trailer Park Boys. Right?
Wait.
They were just selling Bibles.
Jehovah's Witnesses don't sell Bibles at all, do they?
Believe in the Bible. They just believe
That was the Watchtower or whatever.
No, they think it's Jesus hasn't come back yet. Like he, you know how like, well, at least I'm Catholic, right? So it was always like 3 days he rose again. He died, 3 days he rose again. I think most Christians believe that, but I'm pretty sure. Bill, you should look this up. You're the fucking Google man. I'm pretty sure they believe that he hasn't come back yet. He's coming back, and he's Jehovah, because Jews call Jehovah God. That's God is Jehovah. That's like.
What's the one that believes that there's a cap on heaven?
Latter-day Saints?
I never heard of that. No, it's Mormons. They have magic underwear and shit. And they have slaves. They believe in slaves till like the 80s until the government was going to disband them. And they were like, oh, okay, slaves are fine.
LDR or LDS.
Jehovah's
LDS.
Witness.
Cap on heaven?
Jehovah's Witnesses believe that only 144,000 people will go to heaven.
Dude.
And that all the other people who
First off,
What fucking assholes.
if a
Okay, wait,
if a
but
Jehovah
all-
Witness ever came to my house and told me that, I'd be like, I don't like those odds. Fuck
Yeah,
this. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna start sinning. Fuck this. There's no point in even trying with those odds.
But all the other people who obey God will live forever on a paradise earth.
Define paradise, though.
They do not believe that
I'm more into blow myself up with the virgin thing then, if that's gonna be the case.
Wait, they do not believe that God is a Trinity. They believe Jesus died on a pole, also called a stake rather than a cross. See, this was founded in 1876.
A stake rather than a cross. I call that's splitting hairs. That's
That
what we
is
call that right
splitting
there.
hairs right
No,
there.
it was a stake, not a
Yeah.
cross.
It was founded in 1876. Like, dude, I can't buy into anything that's if they're shooting guns and when you're trying to tell me that about a religion, I don't know about all that. Right? Is it the Bill Burr skit about Mormons about the or maybe it's Joe Rogan. It's when somebody has the stone things. There's like 1800 or something like that. The stone tablets that only he could read, and then they disappeared after he read them.
Smith, Solid, Angel.
Is that Mormons?
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah,
Joseph
that's
Smith.
Who's got the bit about it though? Or he's like, listen, man.
It's got to be Joe Rogan.
Yeah, if you're telling me like this happened and with that my grandfather was alive, I can't get behind it.
Well, Scientology's even. What, you ever seen Going Clear?
No.
Wait, no, that was Daniel Tosh because he goes, "Oh yeah, that's not true."
Yeah, okay. What happened to Daniel Tosh? He was so funny.
I think he just.
He actually
knew when to get out.
He had
out.
he has like severe anxiety and he's like super antisocial. So
Really?
He was the best at it.
he's fantastic.
Hilarious. I think you showed me that, Bill.
I lose my dog.
Completely serious. Is
Hilarious.
this on Napster or whatever?
Napster. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm hopeful still. I still think that people are generally decent human beings. I just think that it's just like, dude, who the fuck is pulling the string? Like, nobody wakes up in the morning and be like, oh man, can't wait to be fucking evil today. Like, even like, I mean, you think even like serial killers, like, do they realize they're bad? Maybe some of them.
Right here. Is that a fart or was that?
I think that was a sneeze from that
Wait.
dog.
That dog might have just farted that loud. She does.
Well, I saw her go like this. Her head went. So anyway,
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Oh. Say hello, everybody, Fiona. Oh, they don't like you, Fiona.
we're not that popular to have a dog on the podcast. Have you taken them?
I'd like
boner
to be
pill?
alone
Yeah.
right now.
No.
You taking horny goat weed?
I mean, I've seen it at the gas station before,
I'm curious.
and sometimes
That's what fucking
sometimes
John
they'll be
Jones
like
got popped for.
$5 for credit card, and I'm like, all right, let's put the
Apparently
the horny goat weed on there.
Apparently methamphetamine when you first take it is like crazy, and then like it gives you a boner, but then after you like extensive use, it just doesn't work.
I believe
anymore.
that. I feel like if I've ever taken Adderall before, it's made me horny.
I feel like whenever I take Adderall, my dick shrivels up to like it's just like
Well, yeah, because it's
like in a fucking it's like pigs in a blanket.
It's a vascular constriction.
Well,
But
it's all the
I still
blood's going
feel
to my
horny
fucking-
because I think it's kind of like it's an upper, and I'm feeling slick.
Yeah, it's like yayo. Yayo makes you want to fuck, but when you try, you're just fucking shaking it all around. Doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's
Right.
embarrassing. Embarrassing. It's
very true.
This is recording.
You
I knew it
fucking
was.
dick. I didn't know that.
I watched it.
I almost
He did it while I was starting to talk about me taking a dick pill.
when you're jerking off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's recording the whole time. God,
I don't care.
Fuck yeah.
knows what I said.
All I know is yayo.
Yeah, whatever. If you do
Never done cocaine.
a good
Mimi.
amount of it
Love you.
makes sex good, but too much of it, you can't have sex. Joey Diaz says you're pussy if you have coke dick. Dude, that guy
Half his shit is a lot. It
has to be a lie, right? Because there's no way you can just do
Dog, 1982.
I did 3
Joey
grams
Joey the fucking toe got me a fucking 8-ball for fucking $80. All right, I robbed the fucking guy. We were talking with Bill. Me and my buddy, we went over. Remember the story talking about fucking robbed? They used to fucking rob this one gas station like 4 times. They'd rob it and then give this guy an 8-ball. And the last time he did it, just didn't do it. It never happened again. I wonder if half those stories are true because that guy lived a life of fucking 10 men.
True.
Eddie Van Halen just died.
Yes, he did, and it's very sad.
Yeah.
How old was he?
65. He had
He had throat cancer and he had
and then
something else.
he had tongue cancer. It started off with So
How do you get
he had
tongue cancer from dipping?
smoking cigarettes.
Dude, it's just like living hard. What's
Living
freaking
hard.
me out, dude, is like look.
He used to do the coolest thing ever, where he would smoke a cigarette, and then when you play like his solo express, if he had to like tap, he would like stick it on the end of his guitar, so it like a little smoke would come off the neck, and he would do his eruption.
All right, but here's a good
Remember
question.
that part of the song?
Yeah, but dude, here's a good question. Would you rather be fucking Eddie Van Halen, live Eddie Van Halen's life? Like right now, I could be like Genie, be like, all right, you're gonna die at 65, right?
Eddie Van Halen. You don't even got to give
Or
me option two.
105, and you live a normal life.
And live in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and just die surrounded by loved ones.
Yeah, but you get like a.
I love you.
I don't know, but dude, you get like. I think eventually, dude, you get to a point where like I think you gotta be like 40, right? Unless you're a maniac, and I think you kind of want that, right? You kind of want like that relationship. You don't want to be like. I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think if you're Eddie Van Halen for the beginning of your life, then you get
He
tired
was
of it.
still fucking handsome when he was old, though.
Right.
Like some guys get ugly and fat. Like
but
Ron
he
Jeremy. Now
had
he's a
what
murderer.
we're never gonna
He's not a
have.
murderer, but he's a rapist. You ever seen Ron Jeremy? Dude, he got like
jail.
brought up. Dude, he got caught up on like
Yeah.
federal fucking like cases for like rape and shit.
Yes.
Ron Jeremy. I mean, I guess he was a porn star.
Who would have thought? You thought he would have got out of his system.
Those guys
I think
get
he gets to the
diseases in
point-
porn. You think a lot?
That's no, because
Probably get to the point
those
where
porn. Well, at least maybe back then, but they say now it's like a very.
Tested
They're
once a
getting
week.
tested like once a week, maybe
But
twice.
you think they're sex
depending on-
addicts? Like
Yeah,
they,
when we
they
were
be
in,
fucking
when we were in
everybody.
Vegas, I looked it up.
Is there such thing as a male sex addict, or is it just called being a male?
No, it is because I listened to Chris, your mom's house with Chris Stefano. He said he was a sex addict. Like he was saying, like he fucked within 2 nights. He goes, I fucked the former Miss Canada and then my mom's 68-year-old friend. Like he's just addicted to sex. And he said afterwards, it was like he never had this like fucking. He never had like.
So,
this, like,
so if I would have fucked Miss Canada and not the 68-year-old, I'm a normal dude.
yeah.
Same day.
Same night.
Within 2 like Friday, the Miss Canada. Saturday.
I always wanted to have sex with 2 girls in one day. Does that make me a sex addict?
No, I think your numbers.
I got
have
really
to-
close. I got really close by a couple
Was
hours.
one of them a Grammy though?
68-year-old woman, your mom's friend, and you're. No, it's-
My mom's friend.
dude. I think like when you're a sex addict, like you think. I think we all
Is your
think
mom friends with a lot of 68-year-olds?
Oh, my mom doesn't have any friends, but I'm saying in this fantasy.
Bring it around to be morbid again. Fuck. So like, dude,
What? She's getting old.
dude. So like, all I'm saying is like, look, I agree. Like, I think
I guess that's weird.
There was a
Put
dude
that
who was
on.
married to Halle Berry, and he said that he cheated on Halle Berry. And he said he was a sex addict, right? And we were all like, dude, fucking, if I was married to Halle Berry, I'd be fucking. She could shit on my fucking chest every night. It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe you get sick of it. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe you get sick of it. But I do think like if you're, all right. Here's another thing that's gonna gross it. Everyone who's listening to this, take this with a grain of salt. I promise. But so like girls get their period at like what 15, right? So that means that they're good to go.
Okay. I like where we're going with this.
I'm not
All right.
saying that girls.
No, they're ready to fuck, Morgan.
ready to fuck.
They're ready-
Look,
no, they're
I
ready to
understand
get
you shouldn't
fucked.
have sex with underage women, but all I'm saying is that biologically speaking, like if we were cavemen, like that's when people had sex. People had kids. Dude, some states,
Yeah.
some states have like you can get married when you're 16. Like that was normal shit.
Probably in the 1800s, that was
100%.
100%.
Look, I think it personally. My wife is older than me. I've usually always been into
She's
older.
a cougar, is what she is.
You know, old.
She's
Trade her
what,
for a new
31?
model.
You're almost
she's,
30?
She's 30. She's 30. She's not 31. 31. I think it would have been a breaking point. But anyway, I mean, like
She
that.
will eventually be 31.
And you'll be, what,
30.
22?
I'll be 22. She's 31. Yes. Actually, you know, it's funny though. Her, you know, I'm just gonna talk about. I don't give a fuck. So like, dude, there is her one cousin is like her mom's age. Her mom's 20, so she's like 50, dude, and she's married to a guy who's like 32. And she's 50.
That dude's
He's
dumb.
32, and they have a kid together.
That,
And
yeah,
she's
yeah.
a coming and rip. She worked at Hollywood.
They have a kid together? They must have went to like a laboratory to get that done.
You'd think, but no. But it's mad weird,
He
dude.
was telling me a 35-year-old pregnancy is considered geriatric.
No. That's some shit that she's trying to spin on you. Be like, clock's ticking, buddy.
Smart. That's smart.
Clock.
Yeah, whatever. COVID's gonna fuck you. You're just trying to travel with your woman, so you don't.
Give me a beer. Give me a beer. Yingling. Por favor.
I have to impregnate her. Fuck.
Anyway.
I don't know. I can't even imagine having a kid, dude. I don't even know. I'm fucking horrific. I feel like I had a horrific childhood. I don't want to fucking put that.
He's not a Yingling.
Horrific childhood. Oh please.
Wow, not horrific, but in my mind, it's all relative, dude. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like I just feel like I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready to have a kid. I don't know. But then again, it's like, you know what? You could just be like a fuck. You could be like a fucking 17-year-old Puerto Rican motherfucker, and you just bust nuts and people, and they just have mad kids, and guess what? It all works out. Yeah, I think about it too much.
Same.
Gives a
I don't
fuck.
know.
I'm not like that.
The responsibilities. That's the problem.
Responsibility is a big problem, and
Yeah, you would have to get like a. Well, you just sign up
And
for
I
your
feel like-
healthcare.
I feel like-
That's all you have a full-time job. Sign up for healthcare.
yeah, I haven't even done that yet. What is it? It's like the door at me and my life now. Unmarried. I'm not even on this deed. I don't have kids. The door's wide open all the time.
Yeah.
Freaks you out a little bit if you ever had to close the door and be like, no, I'll probably never do anything.
Define the door.
I don't know, Bill, just to do whatever the hell you want to do, right?
Is this a physical door or a theoretical door we're talking about here?
Door and a physical door.
Well, I can do whatever I want. I mean, I'm married. Like, only thing it's going to do is it's going to cost me more money than you guys.
Okay.
That's all.
What if we...
I don't have a kid. I feel like once you have a kid, that's the thing. Like, I'm married, right? But, like, but tomorrow I go, Samantha, it's over, right? I'm going to have to get a divorce. It's going to cost me half my shit.
Sure.
Right? But, like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to murder my wife like that fucking dumb fuck on Netflix.
Oh,
I
yeah,
did watch
crazy.
that. You watch that shit? The
I'm
guy
not
in
saying
Colorado?
that. Why are you pointing at me like I
Well, you were
fucking...
talking-
I know, dude. When you
Yeah.
pointed at him, I'm like,
What the
whoa,
fuck?
why would?
No, I didn't mean
What, did he bring that up or
murder my
something?
wife.
Just saying...
He's not even married.
How many phone calls would you have to make if we said, let's go to ABE right now and get a plane ticket to Australia?
I'd probably tell my mom, but that's it.
For what? When are we
Say
going to
bye.
Australia for? For how? Forever?
No, we're bouncing.
Go. Who knows?
We're
Maybe
bouncing.
forever.
How many
fuck-
calls did you guys make?
How many calls did I-
You're not that fucking free as you think. Honestly.
Wait.
I
No,
think you make
no.
more
But he's
calls
talking
than
about
you
how many
think.
true phone calls would
How
you
many
make?
do you- how many phone
like,
calls
like
do
if
you
we're
have
already
to make?
accepting, the fact that we're blowing shit off, then no, I would not
okay.
call Marissa
Let's
or anything
think
like
about
that. Yes,
Oh,
it's
not
gone.
call-
It's done.
so we'll-
No,
How many
you
calls
have
do
to.
you have to make. Not do you
You
want
bet.
to
You
make.
bet your ass. You
I
better
think
leave the
you have to
If I
country.
wanted to
You're
be a
married.
good person,
I
I
think you
would
have to make
call.
more
I'd
calls
call
than-
my grandmother
I think
too.
you have to make
Yeah,
more
but
calls, but you're not. You're being. Are we going to Australia for a week? Are we going
No,
there
for
forever?
life.
there's no plan. We're just getting. The only thing that you know is. we're
Oh,
going
if I'm
to
going to
ABE.
Australia forever, I'm not calling anybody.
No, there's no
I'm
plan.
gone,
It's not
dude.
forever. It's just we're gonna go. You can find out.
That wouldn't even.
Wait,
even go
wait.
in my brain.
Wait.
I'm getting a one-way ticket. Be like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
It has to be a one-way ticket because if we plan on coming back, then you bet your ass we better make phone calls
not
because we're
coming
gonna be
back.
burning fucking
Bro,
bridges.
when I got my student loan
That's
bill,
what I'm
when I got my
saying. So
student-
then, that's what I'm saying. Then you have to make some phone calls.
I got my student loan bill. I was paying $600 a month. When I was 22. I was like, dude, I'll fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna join the French Foreign Legion. Like, I'm gonna leave the
I
fucking
thought you were gonna be a merchant marine. So that was your thing.
Never said I was gonna be a
I don't even know what
merchant
that
marine.
means.
Couple
I was like,
times.
fuck it.
Couple times.
I'll just
at
like,
that.
I was like, bro, after 6 years of service, you can apply for French citizenship. And I was like, I'll just leave the fucking country. Like, fuck them. I'll never come back to this country. I'll live in France. I'll fucking fight in Mali, wherever in fucking Africa. Yeah, I see your dog, Bill. We all think our dogs are cool. You know, like, fuck it, dude. How do you fucking put... And I had I had a business degree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people have degrees that are absolute gender studies or fucking art history, some bullshit fucking degree. You're never going to pay that shit back. That's why they vote Democrat. All right, let's not get...
Liberal arts.
I mean, but then it's how do you tell a kid, like, hey, son or daughter, let me tell you something. Don't follow your dreams on your artistic. Play it safe, buddy. Get that accounting degree.
Well,
Am I right?
That's a double-edged sword, man.
I mean, in reality, you're playing the game right in society's terms, but, you know, are you... But then again, it's like, let's say you're going to be an actor, actress, whatever. Like, are you the next Meryl Streep? Probably not. You know what I mean? But maybe you could be. So how do you tell somebody
Blow
that?
the right people.
Yeah, blow the right people, and their name rhymes with Marvy Leinstein.
I'm pretty sure he's not the only one getting blown in Hollywood, but
They all are.
yeah. Hey, I'll give you a job. You want to blow me? Fuck. Do a sewer scope for me.
I mean, what's worse? Would you rather suck somebody's dick or or go inside of a sewer? I don't know. Imagine that.
Maybe he's probably
Well,
not clean
wait.
scopes are.
I
Well,
don't mean like that, but
hang
I
on.
say,
If I'm a girl in this scenario, then I'd rather suck a dick.
I would suck a dick
Sure.
in a heartbeat to be.
But if it's me,
How much money would it
if
cost
it's
you
me,
to
a
suck a dick?
30-year-old male, and
How
I
much
gotta
would it cost you to
blow
suck a dick?
somebody to be an actor, which is something I don't want to do.
how much should it cost you? What do you want
How
to
much
do?
would it
Bill?
cost me?
That's true. Rob Lowe, his podcast on Joe Rogan, he made a great point. He was like, I don't know why people want to be famous anymore. It doesn't make sense. He was like, back when I became famous in the 80s, like I was doing cocaine at the Rainbow on the table and going home, drinking tequila and having sex with whores. He's like,
Yeah,
you can't do any of that.
we've literally been on
That's
this.
coming from a famous guy, though.
We've literally been on this
He can't do
podcast.
that as a famous person anymore.
But that's like me saying, like, when you get to what you're a home inspector, right? You're like, I don't know why people want to be home inspectors. You got to do.
I try to get everybody to be a home inspector. It's stealing money.
Well, how long have you been doing it for? You're in the honeymoon stage. Is all I'm saying. If you're doing,
I
it for
don't know,
10
man. I don't
years-
think much of it. I don't think much of it. Sure, okay, we'll say that.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it'll change much.
But people want to be famous because they think. But like, you know, people talk about like, I don't want to be.
It's
famous.
for the likes. The first
I
segment
don't
of this
wanna be famous.
podcast.
I'm cool with like.
that you just ended doesn't exist.
No, it does. It's still no. It's still.
Oh, you put a little
I just,
splicer.
maybe we'll have two
Yeah.
podcasts. We'll have ManChild and we'll have Serious ManChild. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna call it. Like, we gotta talk about genocide and fucking religion and shit, which I can also get down with.
thought it was
Honestly,
very interesting.
Could have two different ones.
It was, but it's insane the change of pace that has happened.
It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. Well, brains are firing off that way, you know. But I think it's bullshit that Rob Lowe is a fucking prick to fucking say that. Be like, oh, what? Anyone wants to be famous?
I've
been famous for 40
He
years.
didn't say it like that. Did you listen to that podcast?
Oh, it's cracked up to
It makes total sense, though.
I'm a
It
Rob
makes
Lowe
total
fan
sense.
after that podcast. That's
I didn't
not
even
his
listen,
tone.
so- well, whatever, dude. I mean, give me a fucking break. It's all these famous people. Like, look, I get it, dude. And I watched what's it? Michael Jordan documentary. What's that called?
Last Dance.
Last Dance. And I did not even think about it. I was one of those guys because I grew up with same fucking dad, moms that you guys did. Where it's like, you know, these fucking people want millions of dollars to play football. You know, I'd fucking go out there for fucking nothing. And it's like, well, you know, you want to get paid. They're getting paid millions of dollars because
talking about
they're
Scottie
absolutely unique. Well, no, I'm saying like,
Fuck that
Michael
guy.
Jordan literally cannot go and just do
Anywhere.
He can't do
Nothing.
anything normal. That didn't compute my
Oh,
brain.
yeah. When
I
they
mean,
were
that's
like-
kind of stupid. Like, I really should have thought of that.
He was in
before.
Barcelona for the Olympics, and he had to stay in his hotel room because he was just
The
like
whole time.
sick of it. He just didn't want to deal
He can't
with
do
it.
anything, dude. He
Yep.
can't. He can't just be like. He can't be like, "Hey, Bill. Oh my God, we're out of paper towels. Can you go get paper towels?" Sure.
Nope.
You can't do
Not
that.
happening.
Yeah.
Like normal shit that every normal human being can do. But you know, he also doesn't have hundreds of millions of dollars and fucking 5 mansions and you know, cheating on his wife.
probably
and
why he
fucking
liked
mad
golf so
whores,
much.
And he was a gambling addict too. And he got his dad
golf
killed.
was a place where you could.
I think he got his dad killed. They say in that documentary he didn't, but he's also executive producer is Michael Jordan. So
Is that a train?
train, yeah. That was a good.
I didn't know those existed anymore.
trains.
Yeah, it only doesn't run far. It runs.
It's not fucking.
You ever
it's
see-
not guys shoveling fucking coal.
It
into
ends
the-
like right here, and it goes to like Jim Thorpe or something.
You got to have those guys on the tops with the pump actions to, in case any robbers put some dynamite on the track in front of you.
Yeah. Oh, looks like a carriage.
It's
tipped
payroll
over.
coming in to Sacramento. I don't know.
Yeah, you got the
That's what they would do to pay all the
mascot.
coal miners in the fucking Western Village or whatever.
I
You
mean,
watch
the Wild
some,
West.
you're talking about some show, aren't you?
Don't worry about it.
Hell on Wheels or something.
That
like
good
that.
show?
Close, close. Hell on Wheels. I didn't finish it.
You're talking about
Godless.
Godless.
Good show. I watched the first episode. So
It's good.
I couldn't
It's
get
good.
serious with Jeff Daniels. You know,
It is hard
Really?
because you're just thinking of you're just thinking of him driving that fucking puppy, fucking that furry van.
Trump, I thought. He's supposed to be
No,
Trump.
Gleason's playing Trump.
Oh, dude, that guy's dynamite. That motherfucker can do anything.
oh, dude.
Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah.
His kid's good too. His
What's
kid's
the,
name's
what was the
Domhnall.
FBI guy's name? It was Comey, right?
Yeah. Comey. Yeah, that's gonna be great. Dude, the craziest thing is they're gonna make. I think it's just stealing from Joe Rogan, so I don't want to plagiarize, but like, he's right. I think where he said that where there was Barack Obama's speech where they said they were like making fun of Trump, and he's like, you know, Donald, there's a couple of things.
Who is this? Hang on.
You don't like it?
Well, I guess not.
Well, I just want to get to the point where Brendan Gleeson. It's pretty spot on.
You're gonna get clever, Chip.
That was Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
He's also
playing.
Really looking forward to working with you.
Wow.
Right? It looks just like him. He sounds like him.
I thought it was fucking Alec Baldwin for a second.
That's your fucking Saturday Night Live.
He does a good job too.
Constitutes a real threat to national.
All right, let's be real. Trailers these days, you don't even have to watch movies.
You should watch Godless because Jeff Daniels does do a good job. You just got to get past the Dumber and Dumber part of it.
Sir, I need loyalty.
It's like
true.
Loyalty.
just like Trump, right? Very.
How come British actors and people from the UK, let's just say Wales or Scotland, they can all do American accents pretty well, but like I feel like Americans can't do
Because
British
over
accents.
there, drama class is something that you must take. All those people are something. That is who's the latest American actor who's like really standoutish?
Ryan Gosling.
Okay, sure. You got Ryan Gosling, Leonardo, but sure.
The guy's a fucking knockout, dude. He fucking nails every role. he
Most
does.
great actors though are coming from over there, but 'cause-
No, Daniel Day-Lewis is the best actor ever.
I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure.
Look up
more-
top 10 actors, and it's gonna be
world?
subjective. Just top actors of all time. They're gonna have some fucking weird. The number one's gonna be like fucking Charlton fucking Heston.
Gonna be Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep's in. Dude, you know this is crazy? Gary Oldman, dude. He's British. That guy plays so many different roles. I mean, dude, he was. What was that movie with fucking
Christian Bale.
Yeah, of course.
No, but the
Tom-
Rightfully
crazy,
so.
the crazy one. He's a crazy Jamaican guy. What's that?
Where's
True
Sean
Romance. You ever seen True Romance?
Nope.
Dude, check
Where's
that.
Sean Penn from?
He's American. He's American as fuck. Beats his wife. Beat up Madonna.
They all beat up people, bro.
Is that Denzel?
Yeah.
Why are you going so quickly?
I'm just looking.
Who's
for
that?
it.
Gary Oldman?
Yeah.
Why can't you name him?
Because
Fucking worse.
That people care about. I'm just.
We're
saying.
talking about. I said bring it up, and you're not even saying
Who
him.
the hell is Spencer Tracy?
I don't know, Bill. Why don't you tell me?
Morgan Freeman.
He's probably only one. Robert Duvall.
I mean, I could click either all links I could click. All I'm saying is, okay, fine. It's not. They don't make American actors aren't shittier than them, but over there you have to take acting classes.
Oh, that's French.
So that's why. I mean, most of us can't even speak Spanish. I can't.
I know. I'd love to though. It'd be cool. I love when people speak another language. You know what made fun of that kid, Steve Rosania? Hope you're still around, Steve. Lost a bunch of weight.
Wow.
But he asked a question. He said,
Let's do a quick on that.
when you learn Spanish, do you dream in Spanish? And I thought that
Great
was
question.
It is a great question. We all laughed at him like,
The answer is yes.
fucking idiot.
Can you imagine being stoned and hearing that? He was also the same guy who asked us if
How do you spell
chainmail
that?
was a weapon in 8th grade.
Yes.
So
Yes. In a
That's
fucking
why you don't
assembly.
homeschool your kids. Everyone.
not to say lose credibility, but
That's why you don't homeschool your kids. Everyone's fucking homeschooled now. Morgan, the world's fucked.
and if you wore chainmail
Homeschool.
to school,
All
I would
children are homeschooled.
I would call the cops on you.
Say what?
If you wore chainmail to school, I would probably call the cops on you. Because you're about to do something.
For sure.
Yeah, you're looking to get hit and take the blow.
I mean, I don't think a chainmail would stop a punch. I think it would stop a fucking arrow or sword. Or
Definitely stop. You're gonna hurt your hand punching
like
the
that.
chainmail.
Not like the thin shit. I guess it would hurt your hand.
Bro, are you
Would it hurt you?
It's meant to be hit with a goddamn long sword,
Or a bastard sword.
or a goddamn battle axe.
But it's not like it's not like it defends it. Like you don't. You're just like poof, like you don't feel it. Like you feel that shit.
You fucking feel the blow.
Feel what? Yeah, you feel the thud. It probably doesn't slice you though.
So what? You're telling me that
A sword. But I'm saying if I punched you, let's say I had like even like a.
If you were in chainmail, I'd just
Chainmail,
punch you in the
no,
fucking
I-
face.
If I had a fucking gauntlet and I punched you as hard as I could, you had just that thin chainmail, that would fucking hurt. It might not pierce.
You know what I'd say to you? I would say,
But what if you didn't have chainmail?
I would say, eat two,
It'd be
Brute.
worse.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Same thing with
Exactly.
So what are you even trying to say?
I'm just saying you're
Under
still
my
getting
plus
hurt.
under my
It's like a bulletproof
chainmail,
vest. It's like
under
a
my
bulletproof vest.
under my chainmail, I have leather. I have a thin leather
Of course.
that my mistress of the night, she's actually my sex slave from the Ottoman Empire. She helps me put it on.
Just take one. There you go.
The Ottoman Empire. Fucking Turks and Hungarians over here.
Can you not?
Sorry.
Oh, it's no mystery what we're doing over here. How the hell do you spell Steve Rosania's last name?
Rosania. Don't have now I know that. That's
I think that
Is
was,
it
that's
good?
Perfect.
Kane Royal, mutual friend?
He also asked if toenail clippers were considered a weapon. In the same.
I mean, reasonable
I
question.
feel like he was above his time there. It's like he was ready. He was ready for TSA.
No, you know what? He was homeschool. Homeschool kids are smarter. They're just like.
How am I supposed to know? Ooh, just every year on his birthday, thanking people for the birthday wishes.
I think yeah.
So Steve Rosania, that's his only pictures. Can't really, not comfortable playing this now. I don't want this guy finding me.
Yeah. Because next
I
thing you
think he
know.
lived in Washington. I think he might have moved back to Washington State.
How do you know this? 'Cause
Yeah.
his
I think
fucking
I'm-
Facebook isn't telling you shit.
I'm pretty sure I remember him saying he was from Washington.
Fucking live action Peter Griffin, that guy was.
He got on Facebook in 2012. He made 3 posts. One was on his birthday, the second one was on his birthday, and the third one was Auschwitz survivor Eli Weasel dies.
Really funny. Wait, is he Jewish?
I don't know.
I mean, either way, that's so funny.
That was in 2016 in his last post.
He had all. I think you were the birthday messages and now.
Yeah. He
was
started in
nice.
2012.
Caught me off guard.
He skipped a year. 2014, he said thanks for happy birthday. 15, thanks. 2016.
Fucking- all right.
Weasel.
All right, we should get off that.
Yeah, that's enough of fucking Kip Jordy over there.
We can edit that out.
We're gonna edit that.
No, oh no,
Why
we're
don't you-
keeping that
why
in
don't
there.
you
That was a
like that?
fantastic post. That was incredible.
What's that guy's name?
Eli Wiesel. Could be Wiesel.
Didn't he write like
He did.
Night or whatever it's
we
called?
wrote it. We listened to an excerpt from his book, and
Oh wait, really?
yeah, when you go to a home inspection, you take a bunch of pictures. What do you do with all those pictures after the home inspection is done?
Delete them.
Every time.
Once they get uploaded to the computer, each job of mine has its own file.
Do you ever look at your recently deleted folder?
Well, I make sure I delete it.
Do you make a photo album?
delete it.
Do you have a photo album of all your like an actual physical? Where you're just like, oh, that sewer sucked. I remember that.
No, I keep them for now. I don't know. Like I've only been doing it for a few months, so I don't know if I'll ever need them again. So once they're on the computer, I take them off the phone because the phone can't handle it. I found that out. Like all of a sudden, I had 1,500 pictures.
I mean, you might want to reminisce at some point.
What?
You might want to reminisce back and be like, oh, I remember that inspection. That was
that was a doozy.
there was bees in that sewer on that septic.
You were in a 10,000 square
I did
foot
get
house,
stung
though.
by a bee checking a septic like not long ago. Did you know that?
No,
I didn't know that either.
I had no idea.
What kind of bee was it?
It's a fucking wasp.
It was a ground bee, bro. It was
Some
like
allergic
a murder
to
hornet.
ground bees.
When's the last time you guys were stung by a bee?
This summer.
Had to be over 10
Oh,
years ago.
that's right. We must have had this conversation because you got stung by a bee.
I got fucking assaulted,
on a lawnmower,
dude.
and it was actually way funnier of a story.
These are the headphones that I had on that I had to do a fucking like a sailor dive off
Wait,
like
tell the
it's
story.
like it's Pearl
Tell the story
Harbor.
from the beginning.
So I'm kind of hey
It's going to oil.
man overboard. So I'm cutting grass in my house. Cutting grass in my house. Everything's going good. I have that Caddyshack fucking lawnmower in my house, right?
Oh, I love your.
Hey Bob, how's it going? Waving to my neighbors and shit. Got my headphones on, listening to Joe Rogan or something.
Hey, it's a Forrest Gump one.
Forrest Gump one, yes. That's what I have.
No
literally. Yes.
So things up front.
The Forrest Gump one. So I'm cutting grass, and then I have the clothesline with the metal stand for it.
Oh, that's
and
so rusty.
I'm driving up to it.
Prime for a fucking.
And like a dad, I like to like look down at the mower deck and like get real close. You know, that's how I pride myself on how much of an American man I am. Is how close I can get to the fucking clothesline.
If you get close enough, you can.
You see that? You see that, son? Didn't even have to weed whack it. That's how close I got. Right? So that's what I was doing. Bam! Hits it with my fucking tire. No big deal. Put it in reverse. Mower deck's still down. Put it in reverse because I whacked the clothesline. No big deal. Just put it in reverse. That's what happens.
Yeah, you'll cut it.
All of a sudden, I feel this pain on my forehead and when like under my nipple too, and it's like, and I'm getting. They were inside the clothesline, and when I hit it, I shook it. They came out and they were like, "Get him!"
Dude, you must
fucking
bash that thing.
Dude, they started stinging the fuck out of me, and the mower's in reverse, mower deck down, so it's still spinning, and it starts going back as I'm getting like attacked. So I'm flailing. I have my Beats headphones on, these ones right here, with the wire, and I do like this dive off the fucking lawnmower, pulls the fucking cord out, rips the fucking headphones off, and I do like this tuck and roll, and I'm just like swatting at him and shit.
Is the tractor going still?
Yeah, but luckily eventually it dies because once my fat ass is off the seat, it cuts off because it doesn't. You know what's funny? That lawnmower on the keys. On the keys, there's a warning symbol that says "Do not reverse it," and there's a little baby, a little infant, crawling behind it to let you know, like, don't reverse without looking because you might mow over your you might mow your baby over. That's an actual thing on my keys, and it's like, oh, never thought of that. Good to know.
Better check.
You know someone had to run over a fucking little kid.
Yeah, how many times does that have to happen for them to put that fucking thing
That's
on
the
there?
shit like on the back of.
Not dogs, not cats.
Sorry.
Put an image of babies
That's
on there.
wild.
Really trying to get the point across.
How many times did you get stung? I heard 2. Is it more than that?
It was twice, but it fucking hurt because they're wasps.
How long did it take for you to realize that it was a bee? Because it took me a couple seconds. Like it was like.
But like 3 seconds. That's a long time.
Probably more. Probably more.
I'm thinking maybe more.
But you're like, oh, they hit a rock.
I mean, because I had the reverse, I had the jump, I had the mid roll,
Burning fucking thing.
and I rolled, and I was looking where the fuck are my headphones, and my lawnmower's just.
Isn't that wild though, dude? To get stung
I
by
got
bees,
stung-
get bit by a snake. You ever get bit by a snake?
No.
No,
No, I
I
don't
don't
get bit by-
goddamn nightmare of mine.
Me too, dude. How about people getting stung by a scorpion, dude?
I
About
put myself. Well, that I can believe because if
got
you just
stung
live
by a
in Florida,
jellyfish.
if you just live in Florida, you might like there's scorpions. In
You
your house.
accept it.
Not in Florida.
Fuck yeah.
Desert. There's no scorpions
Florida,
in
Texas, there's scorpions will be in your house.
There is no scorpions in Florida.
Fucking goddamn it.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Dude, I got stung by a jellyfish though.
It took
I was
me-
with-
With me.
Dude, we were standing side by side. We were this close, and I was the only one that got
Wait,
stung.
well, I
Got
already
my whole
forgot.
fucking
Already
leg.
forgot. Already forgot.
Scorpions in Florida.
Are there scorpions in Florida?
In Florida, I'm gonna get like, scorpions.
I'm sure there's. I'm sure there's a website like FloridaScorpions.com. Some guys just has.
They're a fucking tribute band.
Florida is home to 3 main species of scorpions: the Florida bark scorpion, the striped scorpion.
Are they poisonous?
Oh goddamn Florida!
What?
The Florida bark scorpion.
Yeah. Fuck yeah!
Is there Wikipedia?
My grandparents used to have a house in Florida, and we went there. You had to like, we found scorpions in there.
Mm-hmm.
Type in wiki.
You could just click.
It's not it. It's not Wikipedia. It's fucking jrock.com.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Scorpions in Florida wiki.
There's a wiki for it?
Yeah.
So that means that some guy has a dad boner for fucking scorpion, Florida scorpions.
Wikipedia is the greatest website of all time. Florida Nights.
Anyway, I got stung by a
It's a
bee,
football
and
team.
I was bending down. And when you bend down, you ever get like the material of your shirt will like grab onto one of your hairs and like it pulls it out.
And
It's
ooh.
like whatever. You just keep doing.
But yours is a
that's what
fucking-
That's what I was doing. I just kept bending down like this septic lid. And I'm just like, ow, 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 ow! What the fuck? And I stood up, and this fucking wasp flew away. And it like shocked me. I was like, holy shit! I didn't know what that felt like. You're like, like when bees come around and you're like petrified of them. It's really not that bad. It's like when somebody shoots you with a paintball gun, but
Still hurts.
still fucking hurts.
Sure does.
Yes.
I'm allergic to bees. It's so weird for me because I got stung and it's like it has that thing, but then all of a sudden it's like this like lingering bullshit where it's like I had fucking hives, but it's been so long. Dude. It's been 12 years or something, 10 years easily.
I already told you that. I'm waiting for the day that I get to fucking hit you in the ribcage with your fucking EpiPen. I cannot wait.
Like
You
Pulp
don't carry
Fiction
an
stuff.
EpiPen,
No.
do you?
Do
Do you even know where one is at this moment in time?
Well,
No.
Okay.
Dude, it was.
You're not that allergic to bees.
I've been stung. Dude, I'm only allergic to ground bees, they said. But dude, it took me. I remember you were supposed to come over. That was still my house in Royal Manor Road. My parents were divorced. I was like 14.
you got stung and I couldn't come over.
16? Yeah. Well, dude,
It's like, how are we supposed to drink all your dad's beer when you're out there getting fucking stung by bees, pushing that weird lawnmower that you guys
It was
had?
the walk behind.
Stupid.
That walk behind.
Yeah. You know what I call most lawnmowers that are not ride-ons? Walk behinds. That one was fucking weird,
Push
dude.
mowers.
Yeah, right. That's a walk behind.
That thing
you
rode
could
by itself.
You could get one of the. You've seen the dudes, the landscapers that have like a little tray. You can buy like.
Yeah.
to ride on it, but your dad was like, not getting
They
that.
are
He's
literally
like,
like,
it's good exercise. He's
They're
walking
like
behind-
just-
and dude, that was the thing where you had to wear gloves. I'm telling you, dude, if you did not, it was in 2 acres of land.
Why?
2 acres. Because dude, you literally turn it, but like grab mad hard. And
You don't
that's, like, a
remember?
full
There was
strip.
times where I would get invited over to Morgan's house to hang out, only to find out that he had to cut the grass before we could hang out. So I'm just outside playing in his fucking compost heap or some shit, dude. Like
This is shit.
no,
Like,
that real small room where the computer was. With Morgan and
Playing-
Casey had
playing
to go to
Diablo-
something or
playing
whatever.
Diablo
Just-
single
I would
player.
just stay in there and play Warcraft 3.
yeah, it's like, but
on
like
single
my
player though, because his dad
imagine?
didn't allow BattleNet. Remember?
Yeah, of course, dude.
Oh,
this is the fucking shit I'm talking about.
I didn't have any of
Can you
that shit
imagine-
either, though.
I can't imagine like why the fuck my dad would be like, you got to do this. Like, dude, I got a friend over. It's like you're doing it. Just like what the fuck?
I mean, he made us work even too.
I know, dude.
He made us work.
That's
I
just
think
so
that's
crazy.
good, though. I think that's good.
For sure.
I ain't
don't
doing that.
think,
If I have a kid, I ain't doing that. But maybe
Dude,
I'm
but that's
wrong.
what everybody's doing.
Dude, are you kidding me? If you
That's so
with the way
funny,
things
though.
are going in this world, if you have a kid and you make his friends work, you got a fucking lawsuit on your hands right there. You're gonna get
Oh,
fucking sued for
Because
that.
God forbid, like you cut your hand on that piece of wood and get a big.
Every time I have my iPhone 9 in my hands, it hurts the callus that I have from Mr. O'Donnell making me cut wood for his wood stove.
Well, so that knocking for.
Wow,
yesterday.
you think
I'm
that
hoping
is, like,
this kid-
parents are just afraid to make their kids work now because of other parents and what they might do to them?
Don Lester wouldn't let me ride Lester's dirt bike. I was like, let me ride it, and he was just like, no. He's like, dude, I want to worry about you.
I wouldn't
He was
let
around
you ride my dirt bike now.
I rode your dirt bike already.
You did?
Yeah, came around my house like I think it was Marissa's dirt bike. Back at the Buck House, I rode one of those dirt bikes.
Oh, that would have been Marissa's. The little,
Yeah.
little,
Anyway.
little 125.
I've only ever rode a dirt bike like under 5 times.
Can I tell you guys something? I'm gonna make an announcement right on the podcast. I bought another one a couple weeks ago. So if
Where are
any
you
of
gonna
you,
put it? I've seen your
What
garage.
kind?
a 250 full size.
Where are you gonna put it?
So it's in there.
Dude,
It's in
that's
there.
a
your garage.
serious fucking dirt bike.
Yes,
A
we have
250.
Well, it's a 250 4-stroke, so it's the same as my 125 2-stroke.
2-strokes are like that's oil and gas mix, right?
Yes. So
That's,
a
are they
2-stroke.
quicker? Why do people like 2-strokes over 4-strokes?
Because the reason it's called 2-stroke is because there's the
now we're getting
power.
the man part of the child.
That's right. It's the man, but because it's a 2-stroke because there's 2 strokes of the engine. So every 2 strokes you have a power stroke in the motor.
Right.
A 4-stroke is 4. It's like
Oh, I see.
intake, compression, combustion exhaust.
Well, it's just
Yep.
2 strokes, boom, boom, and then it's a boom, boom, but there's a lot going on.
Yes.
I think I watched
A 4-stroke goes
videos. You guys are always talking about it. I couldn't even.
Power stroke. A 2-stroke is.
Yeah. I was too embarrassed to ask what that meant, the difference. I was just not along.
That's smart though that you looked it up and didn't ask me.
Well, I'll ask now. I don't give a fuck, but because I know it, kinda.
I've never looked into any of this, to be honest.
I never
That's
knew the
what it is,
difference. People, because I remember same guy. He'd be like, oh, dude. They'd be talking with another dad. Be like, oh, dude, you know, it's like I'd rather just fuck around and just get a fucking 2-stroke. You know what I mean? He's like, oh yeah, well.
The fucking power band, dude. Everyone talks about
like,
the power
oh,
band.
you-
2-stroke motor. It's like, motherfucker,
band
you don't
is.
know it exactly. Like
is
it's
a
a
power
thing.
band?
Yeah, it's located under the intake right there. It's like, no, it's a thing. It's like a.
What is it? Do you know what it is? I don't know what it is.
It's not a physical thing. A power band is not a physical thing. It would be more of like if you're thinking of like a graph in the horsepower of a motor.
It just goes off. Oh, it's just like when a turbo kicks on, right? You know, there's a turbo
Good.
lag.
Yes, that is a good
And all of a
actually.
sudden, it's just like you're at 4,000. Just 100 pounds of
Coffee
bricks.
maker.
What happened? Is it on
Done,
this whole time?
It's finished on its cycle. That's how long it heats up for. So
That whole time.
yeah, it stays hot for you.
Oh,
It's annoying.
I thought you meant like it's letting me know that it's done now.
Oh no,
I wanted to call
Now
for
it's
2 hours
done.
ago.
It's gonna start cooling off now.
That's a long time.
Is it?
How long has it been? Fucking hour?
I got home
About an hour and a half.
like 2 hours ago. Yeah.
Guys got Mr. Coffee timer on it. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Wake up in the morning, it's
Yeah.
coffee's ready.
We
That's
don't have a
fucking.
counter
That's,
space, but we do have an espresso machine. That's actually
that's my
pretty
favorite
cool.
smell in the whole world. I hate the fucking cold, but I like waking up. I put fucking flip flops or little slippers on, dude. Come downstairs, smelling coffee. Best smell, my opinion.
It's good.
Sorry,
Good.
fucking this up. Where are we at now?
My favorite smell. It's weird that as you were saying that is the faint smell of butthole that you get when your face when you're
Not
face
what I
deep
expected.
with a girl and you have that.
Like 69?
Sure. Do you?
Overrated, I think.
It is.
Well, now it is because it's with the same person over and over again. It gets very overrated.
I think just the
69s with someone you do like on a first date and it's going well.
Or eventually you do it once and then you're done with it, type of thing.
Yeah, I agree. But
With that
with that
person.
person,
With
yeah.
that person.
That's what I meant.
That is a very important
I
thing.
think the first, like 69 is like this. It's like titty fucking. Overrated. It's cool.
It's
but
cool. Yeah.
It's like, you know, often you titty fucking. Not me, apparently.
I've never done that before.
Never.
Never. Probably because I just know I'm gonna be like,
You do all the porn.
It's whatever. Yeah.
It's fucking lame. I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool to say you did it, but then you're like, you know, it's whatever. It's like I imagine it's like Grand Canyon.
But if it was like with somebody who had like huge fake cans that can really like put some pressure
Never felt
on it,
Fake
I
filled
guess.
boobs. You ever felt fake filled boob? Can't talk.
a couple.
And they feel normal or?
No,
Yeah, the answer is no.
but
There's no way.
the answer to that is no. But
You ever feel the
but
insert?
do I ever like feel them and be like, I don't like these any less than the other ones? No, they're equally awesome. That's what I can explain. They're equally awesome.
Good answer. I guess someone
there's
they
been
don't
probably
look
like-
as good. They don't look as good bouncing. Titty fucking and 69.
I don't think anal's. I think anal's overrated. Go ahead and say it. I think the best way to fuck is in the vagina.
2 fingers in the ass. I don't think I've ever done that.
Actually, yeah, you're right. The fact that you said 2 fingers in the ass makes me think that you were joking. Because I don't think
Dude, if you do 2, you're a fucking jerk. Let's be honest, dude. Switch to something else.
For the joke, but it
Nobody
was.
puts
Do
2
a
fingers in
do
the
a
ass.
thumb or just switch
only thumb
right to
from
butt stuff.
behind, and then-
There's nothing.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever done the thumb. I've always been like on top.
Really?
Finger in the
That's
ass.
a really weird reach around.
No,
I guess not weird.
you're right there. You're right, dude. Think about how many
There's-
times you're like on their ass.
Yes. There's been times I will say
Like
this
Look at
that
this, Bill.
No, I'm looking.
3 inches.
I'm looking.
Not hard.
Jesus.
yeah we
see
we
it.
got the visual representation. Thank you.
He said it was a weird reach.
It
It's
gets
coming
not.
from the shoulder and shit.
That's how I do it.
I thought you were trying to show me
finger.
something. Look here.
Check, bro. Your audio levels are so high.
Dell right here.
Oh, keep reaching for that.
Yeah. Finger up the ass. Yeah, you can do 1. Like I said.
Right. Because what is the point of 2? You're being a fucking jerk.
I mean,
Because it's not great for her, and you're not like,
Yeah, but you're sticking
you know
your
what really
fucking-
gets me off? 2 fingers, not one.
You're sick of
Yeah,
your
no.
fucking
It's either stop
If that's
or
the case, then
switch.
she likes to get fucked in the
2
ass.
fingers up the ass.
Yeah, what's the point?
About fisting.
You're being a
You ever
jerk.
seen Fisting? I thought that's weird too.
Yes, I was telling Bill a while ago. How have you ever had this happen to you? You've been on Pornhub. You, I don't know if you guys do the same thing I do, but usually what I click on is based on like the thumbnail catches my eye.
Purely
right?
visual.
Yes, purely that thumbnail
Yes.
of those 6 at top. And if I can't find anything, I just refresh and it's like, come on. Anyway, sometimes
6. Just fuck it.
Sometimes. Yep. If you're searching something specifically, sometimes you'll find a porn star and you're like, copy, paste that name, dick in hand, right? So I can do it with my left fucking hand in the mouse. So I'm a little backwards. And then you copy and paste her
I jerk
name.
off lefty.
Because you're like, I want to see more of her. And then you guys both do,
I jerk off lefty
It's the only thing I do lefty.
Wow. Stopped him in his tracks.
I just have a left-handed mouse. I don't know. Call me Jimi Hendrix, but no, I don't.
I don't think I do anything else besides beat off.
Actually, you know what? No, if I had a right-handed
I have a
mouse
reason
and used
why
it
I
as a
jerk
lefty, that would be Jimi Hendrix. So that's how I do it.
He's lefty. Yeah.
Right-handed guitar, lefty. So I use a right-handed mouse, lefty, when I jerk off.
You use
So
a
call me.
left-handed mouse?
No, I use a normal mouse,
Jerks off.
but I'm right here like this.
I think we can all manage that, Bill. I could figure that out too.
But then I have 2 monitors, and sometimes when I'm home by myself,
Wait, so you have to cross over like this?
no, I take the mouse and put it over on the left-hand side.
It's all fucked up.
Yeah, so this is left click, this is right click. Anyway, what I was getting at.
See, switch hands.
What I was getting at, have you ever had more than this happen to you, which freaks me out when we talk about the fucking social networking or whatever the fuck he was talking about earlier. What is it?
Oh, we'll never know. You cut it out of the podcast.
No, it's still in here. Anyway,
That's for the Patreon, dude.
where you've been like, ooh, I like that thumbnail. Let me look at that one. And you're mid jerk, and then you click on it, only to find out that it's fucking CGI or whatever. It's the fucking it's the fake.
Anime porn.
But those thumbnails look so fucking real.
What
It's
site are you going to? Pornhub? Pornhub
I don't
does
get
that?
creative anymore. I go straight to Pornhub.
animeanal.com.
Pornhub's good.
Animeanal.io. I don't know. Or whatever. No. Have you ever,
of course.
you've never seen a thumbnail yet where you're like, that one looks nice, and you click on it and you're like, oh my God, this is that weird 3D shit.
You hear like Japanese, like, and it's like the
Oh, you know what else is
subtitles.
blurry?
And their genitals are
Or
blurry.
you click one. Yeah,
I
that's what
don't
was gonna
get
say. You
that.
click one, and the genitals are blurred. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Japan's so weird, dude. That's why that.
Plus, when I'm watching porn, I don't want to see a tiny little unshaven dick, first off. So I click off it. Even
Honestly,
if
I
there's
don't
so many
even
times
know
where
what they look like because they're always fucking blurred out.
you can tell they're small. It's a small blur. You can tell they're
Almost
fucking
I feel
small.
like they're trying to do it on purpose. Like they're like, oh, you only had to blur like 4 pixels here.
That's why they made like that crazy anime with like the tentacle porn and shit. That's because they blurred porn. That's directly.
So that's where the hentai came from. I think it's called hentai.
all the
I think
ads.
hentai is that porn, or is
Well,
it
there's-
just?
Why are all the ads like fucking like porn versions of Family Guy and The Simpsons? Do you get those? Too?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
What's up with that? Why is that the ad you're giving me? Guess I'm a fucking.
It's probably because Netflix is in cahoots with Pornhub, and they know that I watch Family Guy on Netflix. Or used to until it's taken off.
Really? Why?
It's on
Is there a
Hulu.
reason?
It's on Hulu now.
This goes back to what we were playing
South Park's
with our
on
last
Hulu, too.
podcast that'll never see daylight. Is if they decide all of a sudden to remove Family Guy from all the streaming services, none of us have physical copies of that, so
book
that
burning.
Oh yeah.
it's gone.
I have Chappelle Show on
Goes for
DVD. I have Chappelle Show on
Except
DVD.
for what I have right there, it's
gone.
Nothing.
It's gone
Dude,
forever.
that's a goal though, right? Like I think it is to make everything digital. Paper money is illegal. Chips,
Pretty much.
That's the mark of the beast.
When was the last time? I don't even remember the last time I paid with physical cash for something.
I always like to have cash on me though. Actually, I have $300 in my pocket so I can pay Jeff.
Damn! Don't
For
say
a
that
fucking
around here, bro.
Again,
West Side.
It's about to be a 2-person podcast, and we're about to be $150 richer each.
He was gonna murder me for $150.
Times are
Bitch, I
tough.
might.
Times are tough. I mean, we're trying to make a podcast right now. That's
You know what I just watched?
Can't hear me? Thought I'd be the fucking loud.
I just saw it for the first time 2 nights ago. Lincoln Lawyer, Matthew McConaughey.
pretty good.
That's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it in a
pretty
long
good. It's
time.
not a great movie, but it's a pretty good movie. Yeah.
Pretty good. Yep.
Yeah.
That
Pretty good
dude,
movie.
probably the best, in my opinion, of like reinventing himself. Because I always thought Matthew McConaughey was a dumb, like handsome guy. Did romantic comedies, and then he did True Detective, and then it was just like, and what was the one where he had AIDS? Dallas Buyers Club.
Buyers
Never saw
Club.
that
Yep.
one.
Great movie, dude.
Really?
I mean, he doesn't get it because he gets it from like just being a fucking dog, pretty much, like a maniac.
Kind of by accident.
You know his
Like he's
first
caught up in the
movie was
moment
Dazed
and it
and
happens.
Confused?
Yes. Yeah.
That was his first movie.
His first movie.
I thought he
was
did Texas Chainsaw. He did Texas Chainsaw Massacre too.
I thought, well, that's what some video he just posted of him watching his audition for the movie.
That's pretty funny.
How old is he, dude?
I remember that.
He was like,
man.
I'm just trying. He was like, who'd have thought that me just trying to get a summer job would have turned into this? And I was like, are you joking?
But it turned to me driving Lincolns down
And he's the fucking spokesperson for Lincoln, like on commercials. I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
And he's the lawyer
It's
for
the whole,
Lincoln
like,
too.
it's the whole like.
Well, Jim Carrey did that. The main he's like, this would have made sense when I did a Lincoln Lawyer. I'm just gonna keep rubbing
Exactly.
this booger together.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Dude, Jim, that was really funny.
I
Jim
love
Carrey.
that guy though. I think Lincoln Lawyer was cool as fuck. And you know why I never watched it? That's why I want to bring it up. Because I always thought.
Because you don't want to see your favorite actor get butt fucked. Because that's what happens.
Never saw what's it
I don't
called?
wanna see that.
What's that? Jake Gyllenhaal.
Brokeback Mountain. Never saw it.
I heard it's a great movie, but I've never watched it. I'm too.
What though? I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Dude, it could be a great story. I mean, you ever seen Black Swan? That's about fucking ballet, but it's
I did see that.
amazing movie. I really
I was like, fuck this movie.
maybe amazing is a too strong
Kidding?
word.
Natalie Portman. It was.
Look, all I'm saying
Rather
is
watch Whiplash.
no, but all I'm saying is like
100%.
this shit was like original. There's so many movies now that are just.
Yeah.
It's weird liking like horror movies. Like I like them, but I don't like them. Like some people are fanatics, dude, and it's just like
That's what we're just talking about. I've never,
Not into it.
even like when Blockbuster was a thing, I've never gotten a scary movie unless it was a new girl I was trying to fuck, and then in that case I'll get The Strangers because it is 100%
great
the
choice.
scariest movie ever. And
Totally
if
agree.
you ever want somebody to fucking snuggle up next to you, put The Strangers on.
Wow.
I totally agree. It's the scariest movie for me are because like my mom always liked horror movies. So like I grew up like dude, I remember watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That was like my first intro. So I was like Sarah Michelle Gellar. Many times, really? Whatever.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Sarah Michelle Gellar, horror movies, strangers. Horror movies always, it was like at the end there would be a resolution, right?
Well, the word's still part of
Yes.
sentences.
This is what I tell everybody.
Strangers are
During The
dumb.
Strangers, every horror movie is like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You think in your head, well, I'm not in Texas, so they're not going to kill me.
100%.
And then there's other scary movies, and you just think in your head, well, I'm not related to that. Jason, or yeah, I think, wait,
It's
was
not
it
1850.
Michael Myers killed his family first or whatever, or something. I don't know. Or
Dude, I
Jason.
wouldn't know.
I don't remember.
I haven't seen any of
But then The Strangers,
You should watch them now.
spoiler alert.
They're corny as shit.
Spoiler alert, the way The Strangers ends is the girls, they're getting murdered.
Oh, I watched.
And the girl goes, "Why are you doing this?" Oh, what's her face? Steven Tyler's daughter,
Tyler.
Liv Tyler. She goes, "Why are you doing this?" And the girl goes,
Stay awake.
"Because you were home."
Yeah.
And you're just thinking in your head,
Could be me.
"Oh, there we go." This is applicable to everybody.
Don't freak me out,
Because there's some guy at home, mid jerk, watching that, and he's like, "Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm gonna go do that."
Isn't the guy who gets blasted at the front door Dennis from
Yeah.
fucking
he doesn't-
Always Sunny?
They're what's crazy. Honestly,
He's the friend, dude. That's
No,
what's very
no,
frustrating
100%.
about that.
Yeah.
That very, very frustrating moment of that movie is when they call for
Hello?
help. The guy's friend shows up, whether it's like, oh, everything's good, he's got self, whatever, I forget. And he shows at the front door, and they fucking blast
Wasn't
him
the
by
front
accident.
door.
Or the bedroom door.
they were in the bed, and
sitting there,
That movie too
just
is
waiting.
also like exactly what I would do. It was like get
Yes.
in the corner, no windows.
Yeah, and I'd be like,
Dude, I've been pushing that movie is the scariest movie of all time for
They
so
don't make
fucking
They
long.
don't really make any mistakes because you're like, do we run? Do we not? And I'm like, oh, dude, the road's right there. Like maybe we should
Nope,
run.
nope. And then they
you don't
fucking
think you
there.
run? You don't think you go?
no,
I
because
think-
they answer the question in the movie. They try and run, and they have that fucking old fucking
Truck.
the C-150 or whatever, the C-100, whatever the fuck those
Oh,
Ford or
so
Chevy
scary,
trucks used to
dude.
be.
Just turn
And they
it on.
run it up, and they like run it on the back of the people's car and just start smashing it into the back of their car.
Oh wow, I don't remember that.
Yeah, dude. And then they scramble back in the car, but it's so amazing.
You know
is
what the
how
problem is?
rather than chase them out and kill them right there,
71%
they sit there in the car and just like lay on the fucking horn, dude. And then they just drive away. Beautiful. It's
You know what
fucking
the
beautiful.
problem is with that? It was a guy with a woman with him. If it was me or any of us, if you were alone,
It's 2 women, 1 guy, 2 women.
right? So
It's not 2 women.
no, I'm saying who was
Oh,
being.
the
I'm saying the
strangers
hunted.
guys?
I'm saying the hunted.
Yes.
I'm saying if it was me and that happened to me when I was alone, I'd have to say I have a better shot, right? I open up the front door and run, and I'll just run.
You're not thinking about anybody.
I don't even know where I'm going. I'll just run. I don't think you're gonna catch me.
See, but that's
or
you
find
though.
me.
That's you though.
I'm saying.
In that movie they answer that question because they love to like like poke holes in the lies of the back past their life is that he used to tell Liv Tyler that he hunted. And in that movie, they find out when they're scrambling to load the shotgun that he has no fucking clue how to load it.
I didn't catch that.
Are you kidding me? I don't have. Yeah.
Yeah. So she looks at him and she's like, I thought you said you went hunting with your dad back in the day. And he's like, no, that was just something I said. I think that's what he says. He goes, I know. And then she goes, and they do it. So
Ass.
They always talk like it's a there's
three men here who have fired many armed rifles or armed guns in their life.
You don't even have to fire a
Not that
weapon. I'm
many.
just saying you run outside. That's my
I
first
shot a
thing.
pistol 50 times.
Strangers could be listening, bro. They're gonna come.
You just start running.
I got
If you're
17
alone
round
and you're in the
clip.
woods, you just run. If I'm not safe in that house, I'm just saying I'll run.
But you get ran over by that fucking truck.
Dude, I'm saying I'll run not on the road then, run through the woods. Eventually, we're in a place where
They get chased. They get chased in the woods. She gets chased. She falls, hurts her ankle, and they fucking pick her up and drag her
but
back.
I'm saying if it was not for a woman prison, I would be
that movie is airtight.
I'd be good to go.
They do a
alone,
good
is
job
what I'm
making it
trying to
fucking
say.
airtight. Well,
They
what the
stab
fuck?
her. They
Then
don't just
what
go-
about Vicky? Where's Vicky
Saying
gonna?
she was never there in the first place in this scenario.
Why the fuck are you?
Then these people have no
What are you,
chance.
some creepy dude hanging out at a cabin by
Yeah, I'm
yourself?
in my cabin by myself. That's all.
The whole scene is, dude, the beginning scene where he proposes to her and she says no, and he has the whole thing set up. It's just a morbid. The whole scene is just you're
Such a
uncomfortable
good fucking movie.
anytime.
I've been pushing this for so long. I'm so glad you
We
guys
were
agree.
just talking about how we hate scary
God
movies.
damn.
I love The Strangers. Though.
No, Bill,
I love
couldn't agree with you
because
more.
it's what. There's nothing far fetched about it. There's nothing where the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy trips over a fence, cuts his leg like in half, and then she drives 8 miles just for him to be in the front of her car and like fucking pull her out of it or whatever. It's like that would never happen. But in The Strangers, there's nothing far fetched about that movie. They fuck with the people with just banging on the windows. The one scene she's sitting on the swing outside, just watching them watch her, which we can all agree at every your house is a little close, but like if my house, if I looked out my back fucking window and like saw somebody 100 yards down the road or something just standing there,
You gotta make my skin crawl.
make my fucking skin crawl. Oh my
Dude,
god, what a
I
fucking
totally
good
agree,
fucking
dude.
movie.
That movie is a knockout. You go on? I looked it up on
God
fucking,
damn. I
hate watching it.
I have it on
That's the
DVD
thing.
because I liked it so much and I watched it with so
Mine
many
broke.
girls.
Mine broke, dude. I had one. I used to play it. Same thing. When girls were over, and dude, it broke. It would get to one scene, and it just would pause and just wouldn't play anymore.
But you were making out by then anyway. You were
I knew it was there. I knew the scene was. I kept it forever.
you were finger blasted.
I had it forever. I was like, "Are we at minute 12? We got about 2." Jesus Christ.
Little ASMR. All right, everybody. That's the ManChild's podcast.
They just didn't know, everyone. They
We'll
didn't
see
know.
if you ever hear this or not.
Hey, like,
We'll
This is
find
from
out.
3 consenting adults.
Yep.
Signing off.
Yep.
Signing off.
Yep.
Signing off.
Yep.
Signing off.